So welcome along everybody to tonight's X39 experience. We're talking about an incredible game-changing technology, a health technology that reactivates, regenerates dormant stem cells and allows your body to go about healing itself with your own stem cells and putting your body, I guess, in a position, the best possible position, the optimal position to heal itself. And we're also going to talk about the incredible business opportunity that sits in behind this, that's powering it. So my name's Chris Boone.
And I'm Andrea Phillips. And so tonight, well, you're actually talking about this here, the X39 and this amazing little patch here. You can see it. And what this can do for you.
And we're talking about it's less than a cup of coffee a day. So it's very small. You can see it's the size of it's about the size of a 50-cent piece. And we'll talk about how that works in a moment. But we're talking about being able to completely change your health outcomes for less than a cup of coffee a day. So we came upon this around about this time last year when we saw a friend whose whole health had changed. He had psoriatic arthritis. It was all over his. He had psoriasis all over his body. He had psoriatic arthritis in his joints, so it was slowing him down. He was putting on weight because he couldn't move about. He couldn't even walk down his stairs 1 foot after the other. He was in so much pain. So several months. So that was probably middle of 2024. Now saw on the back end of that year, November, and he was looking so good. And I said, mate, you look absolutely fantastic. What is the change? And he said, I've been patched. And he showed me one of these in the back of his neck. And I thought, mate, what are you talking about? You've been patched. But then he went on to explain that after several months, he could actually run up and down the stairs. So that really caught my attention. So we went along to a meeting very similar to what we're going to share with you tonight. And we're going to use a PowerPoint presentation to run through that. And this is what we saw. And as we go through this, you're going to think of names. You're going to think of names of people you can help with their health. You're going to think of names of people you go, hey, I'd love to be in business with these people. And I'd love to help set up the distribution network throughout New Zealand, throughout Australia, throughout the rest of the world. So let us just kick straight into sharing our slideshow. So we like to say, have you been patched? And we'll talk about it, elevating a particular peptide, we're going to talk about in a moment, which then reactivates your dormant stem cells, brings them back to life, and that goes about regenerating your body.
So here is the inventor himself and the CEO of X39, David Schmidt. So he has now well over 200 patents. He is the scientist and inventor. And what he does, he specializes in age reversing. And in 2008, David focused his attention on stem cell research. So his recent patent took him 10 years and 4.5 million USD to bring it to the market.
So we're talking about a patented technology, or patented, depending on what school you went to. But to get a patent anywhere globally, certainly in the US, two things happen. First, it's well protected. So from a business standpoint, we have no competitors. Nobody else can get this unless you're a brand partner with LifeWave. And we're only 5 years into a 20-year patent. But the other side of it, to get a US patent, you actually have to prove what you're trying to patent. You can't say, hey, I found a way to regenerate dormant stem cells. I think I'd like to patent that. They're just going to laugh you out the door. So this patent talks about elevating copper peptides, which I'll talk about in a moment. It's talking about activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, pain management, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improvement of wound healing. So these are just some of the benefits of wearing the X39.
So when we're born, we have lots and lots of stem cells. Now, we've probably all heard the word stem cells, but really didn't know what they did anyway, and not realizing that at age 30, only 50% of our stem cells are active. And by the time we're 60, less than 10% of our stem cells are active. So they all start to become dormant.
And so the problem with this is, if you imagine when we're little children, we have all our stem cells. In fact, we were made from stem cells. And then our stem cells are our body's natural healing mechanism, our first aid kit. So it goes around healing things. If you notice a young child, they cut themselves, they bruise themselves, they almost heal before your eyes. But I don't know, as I've got on, I found, hey, I'm not healing as well. It's a bit slower. I'm getting creaks. It's a bit harder to stand up, get up off the couch. Um, I'm not thinking as clearly. I'm harder recovering from the gym. And this is because our stem cells have gone into decline as we age. So imagine being able to bring those back. So how the X39 works, it's a patented form of phototherapy. So inside of this patch is a lattice work of nanocrystals, salts, amino acids, and it works by reflecting your own body's light. Now, we get just much like plants. We take in light, we give off light. And what the patch does, it acts like a mirror. You sit it on one of your acupressure points. It reflects some of your infrared light back at a certain frequency, which then elevates a peptide. It's called the GHK Cu. That's the actual term, GHK-Cu, copper peptide. And that elevates it in the blood. And that was another thing that had to be proved in the patent. And by elevating that in the bloodstream, it then sends a signal to those stem cells that have gone to sleep and have become dormant to wake up. It signals to your body to produce your own stem cells. It also repairs genes. It upregulates certain genes, which means it repairs them. It downregulates, turns bad genes off, some certain cancer-producing genes. So all it is a mirror. There's nothing going into your body. It's reflecting your own body's light to activate. It's completely non-transdermal. It is completely non-invasive to the point that Olympic athletes can wear this during competition because nothing is entering the bloodstream or the body.
So there's lots of different benefits of X39. So we have increased strength, mental clarity, and the number of stories we've heard of people with their mental clarity just changing has just been phenomenal. Reduced inflammation, restored muscle or skeletal conditions, increased stamina, improved sleep, which is a big thing, energy and vitality, which is great, getting some energy back, and improved skin appearance.
So what we're talking about is allowing your body to achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. And so long-term results with X39, within the first few days, over 4,000 genes begin to reset to a younger age. And then that sets off a chain reaction and allows your body to now go about slowly but surely healing itself. Within around about 6 weeks, the brain becomes more balanced. And we've seen that with a lot of our neurodiverse people that we know, whether they've got ADHD, Asperger's, dyspraxia, autism, just being able to think clearer. We've seen non-verbal autistic adults being able to speak for the very first time in their lives. Now, I'm not talking about fluently, and I'm not talking about the autism going, but being able to, their brain has just got to a position where they can speak. After about 3 months, your collagen increases. And why this is so important, if you look at the outside of our body, that is being reflected on the inside of our body. So as we age, we get wrinkles. And the reason we're getting wrinkles is because our collagen production has declined because that particular copper peptide has also reduced to about 40% of what it was when you were younger. But the scary thing is, as we're seeing the wrinkles and the skin getting thinner as we age, that's happening on the inside. So within 3 months, or after around about 3 months, our collagen starts to come back. Within 6 months, they found that of all this of the study group, all bar one, their average biological heart reversal age was 8 years, which is phenomenal. And I believe that's just the collagen coming back. This is something that really sort of blows me away every time I see it. It's a topography map. It's a 77-year-old woman. And if you look at the very first session, the very first one, that is her brain. That red stuff, that is inflammation. And that is a massive warning sign. You don't have to be 77 to have inflammation in your brain. But the issue with that is cognitive decline waiting to happen. That's where you start the onset of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, all those horrible conditions. But look at what happened. Just 3 weeks of wearing the X39, nothing else had changed. it had all bar gone, the inflammation I'm talking about. Within 6 weeks, it had completely gone. Now, that blew away a lot of medical professionals that I've seen. I've seen different interviews and talks from medical professionals looking at this. They're saying, yeah, we could possibly do that maybe in a couple of years with some controlled drug use, but to do this with a light therapy patch in 6 weeks, they found that really hard to believe.
So how do we wear the X39? Well, it's very simple. So you can wear it on the back of your neck or a couple of fingers below your belly button, or actually you can just wear it on anywhere on your body. Where it hurts, you can put it on there. So you wear it for 12 hours, and so it gives that, during that 12 hours, it elevates, activates, and regenerates. And then you've got to drink lots of water, lots of electrolytes, Celtic salt, just to keep it all hydrated. And then you remove it for the 12 hours. So it gives your body time to rest, repair, and rejuvenate.
Absolutely. So one of the things we really like talking about is a lot of testimonies, because this is a wellness product. The message is spread through personal testimony. People are using the X39, they're getting the results, and they're sharing it with other people. So I'm just going to, if you bear with me one moment, I'm just going to get myself organized here, and I'm going to play a 4-minute video from some, now these are friends, colleagues, people we know.
We love this product. You know, this has changed our family's life.
This X39 had to be something special.
Our son, he went from being bedridden to actually playing Division 2 rep basketball this year.
I caught a virus that attacked the brain. It left me totally powerless in every sense of the word. It was really a hard life. X39 literally exploded in my body, and I was able to think again. I had a brain.
I have had diagnosis of endometriosis in my bladder, suffering from chronic UTIs from probably the age of 14. My nana put a couple of patches on me one day and my pain was just gone instantly. And I have had recurring menstruating cycles with no UTIs and no pain. It has helped immensely with my anxiety. I sleep better.
A few months ago, I got diagnosed with a blood sugar level of 117. If I continued the way I was, I'd be on kidney dialysis and possibly die. I started using the X39 along with SB6. So come down from 117 to 60.
I had a pain in my bottom for 11 months that nothing helped. I had tried all the essential oils known to mankind. So it was miraculous that I met up with Vanessa at the markets on the Gold Coast, and she gave me a patch and said, pop off to the bathroom and put this on your bottom and see what happens. Guys, in 20 minutes, all the pain had left my body. Like, this was total life-changing.
Well, I played a lot of rugby when I was younger. I had 2 shoulder reconstructions. 2.5 years I've been battling with that. Just 3.5 weeks after wearing this patch, and I wasn't expecting this. It completely blindsided me.
The biggest thing I noticed, the menopause. So the brain fog, hot flushes, the sleep. That was a big thing for me. And I didn't actually realize how bad it was until all of a sudden the brain fog lifted. I'm not as tired. I can go through the whole day.
I used to have migraines, very bad. I couldn't do anything but sleep. I have started using the LifeWave X39 patch. It saved me. It saved me. A big thing I've noticed is mental clarity. I can think clearly. I can do stuff.
We basically have a daughter who had 3 major brain traumas. After 6 weeks of patching the X39 on her body and her brain, it was like we got our daughter back.
I got energy after like my 6th or 7th day, and even my brain fog that I had from COVID, ADHD, my central nervous system. It's been a game changer for me.
Since I was a kid, I have had a sharp pain in my lower back, and they've never actually been able to tell me what it is. I started wearing the patches. I noticed after about a week that it was less. I wasn't wiggling as much. I wasn't taking as many anti-inflammatories or pain relief. It's been a month now and it's basically gone. My sleeps are definitely better, a lot more energy. I mean, it's been over 30 years since I've had it. Different person now.
I noticed a difference almost immediately. As soon as I started wearing X39, the neuropathy in my feet dramatically reduced.
I had a car accident, so I suffered concussion. So after 4 months of concussion, I said, screw this, I've got to try these X39s. Bang. Suddenly, what the hell? I can think, I'm clear, So suddenly I'm operating back at my normal speed, which is flat out. What a difference.
Literally 12 months, I patched and didn't tell a single soul. Can I just let you all know, don't do that. And then I saw the results in my body. My wife started patching, saw results in the first week. This works. There are thousands of people in 75 countries all over the world being helped by this technology. This product gives hope.
So we're forever grateful for this product. We think everybody should be using this.
For us, we would have done it just to get our daughter back in that way.
So I don't know how many times I've seen those testimonials, but I love it every time. It's just the stories are just so heartwarming, and we've seen and we hear so many stories every day. It's just amazing. So you'll find testimonials throughout the different sites. You'll find them on YouTube, or this is at info as well. And so just here are a few. I won't go through them all, but you can see them all there. And you know, especially the crushed nerve supply that's causing the pain, and the numbness goes perfect, and then it goes into a perfectly flowing nerve supply. This one here I will always talk about, because one of the other differences, apart from his shoulder with Chris, was his hair's got darker. And I can't believe how dark it has actually got over the time. So he was going quite, I won't say grey, he was going silver, and but now he's actually going quite dark. So he's quite happy about that. So and for us women, it's getting the collagen back. So yeah.
And look, I think one of the great things about seeing these befores and afters, and these are real people, but you can see where the collagen has started to break down on the outside. That would have been mirrored on the inside. So if you can bring that collagen back, that's happening on the inside. And people say to me sometimes, is there any side effects? Yeah, I do. I get side effects. I've got to go to the hairdresser more often. And I just noticed that my eyebrows are growing a little bit more, and I'm trimming my fingernails a bit more. So, yeah, it's just showing everything's starting to grow, get back to where it was when I was a little bit younger.
So on YouTube, you can go to the testimonial. So lots of doctors there as well. Dr. Stacey, she's a big one. She's on Facebook as well. So she's really worth listening to. But like we said, every day we receive good news stories, and it's lovely. It's so heartwarming.
It's transformational, isn't it?
Yeah, people are getting their lives back.
It's just, yeah, absolutely, because living in pain is not fun. And if you've got a very simple health technology that you can put on in the morning, take off at night, costs you less than a cup of coffee a day to take that pain away, why live with pain if you don't have to, or discomfort? But look, to check this out a little bit further, and if you're brand new here, I recommend you do this. Jump on thisisatinfo.com and really dive into that page. There's 3 videos on the front. They talk about light therapy. They talk about stem cells. David Smith, the inventor's on there. As you scroll down, you'll see doctors talking about why they recommend it to their clients as part of their protocols, the patents, the studies, and more testimonials if you want to look for those. But look, this one here, when you talk about proof in the pudding, this company has been around for 20 years. So it's not a startup, or 21 years now. So it started right back in the early 2000s. And David Smith was working with the Navy SEALs. That's where it all started. It almost didn't get to the light of day, because if 9/11 hadn't come along and the government hadn't diverted into weaponry, this may never have got into the public domain. So, but anyway, that happened. David Smith went into the private sector, teamed up with the National University of Ireland, one of the top 2 stem cell research universities in the world. And this is where it came to. So in 2021, the company was turning over $20 million worldwide. Last year, I'm not sure what their final figures are, but it was pushing right close to $1 billion. So 2022, 320 million, 2023, 430, 24, 600 million. So for me, a company cannot be that successful if the product doesn't work, because this works about people using it, about people reordering it, people telling people about the results. You can just see it there in the numbers. Numbers do not lie. So this is the #1 ranked growth company and momentum company in the whole direct selling business. It's just going, it's in, I think we said earlier on, it's in over 80 different countries now. We're talking to people. This morning, we're talking to our team in the UK and Europe. We're talking to some of our team tomorrow morning in the US. And so this is just spreading all around the globe. And one of the great things that just came at the back end of last year, LifeWave won the Global Biotech Breakthrough Award. And so this is a company that looks through breakthroughs in stem cell research, stem cell technology. So there were thousands of nominations from 15 different companies, and LifeWave won that award.
So what is important in your life? And for a lot of us, it is better health. And we also look at, people don't want to use all the pharmaceutical drugs. And so, this patch it's non-transdermal. And it just goes to so many places in your body that needs to be healed. But also, we can help you with, getting more security, travel, less debt by using this LifeWave and recommending it to other people. And we could all do with some extra money in the bank each month.
And look, we've grown up. We've been in conventional business. I've been in business for over 40 odd years, apart from a 6-month stint of working for somebody, which I hated. So I wasn't ever made for that. So, but conventional business, there's high startup costs, there's high risk, there's long hours. I mean, when we first looked at this, we were working 80 to 100 hours a week. Our goal was to get more time back. Trial and error, the amount of tracks I've gone down that haven't worked and the hundreds of thousands of dollars. I just hate to think how much but it's what you do in business, the traditional business. And there's always a limit on that earning potential.
Versus the LifeWave business, there's a low startup cost. Now, how many businesses can you actually start on your credit card? I don't know. I wouldn't imagine there would be very many at all. So there's no risk. You make your own schedule. It just works in for you. It's a proven system, so it's not like you have to go out there and reinvent the wheel, which would be silly to do anyway, because it's all there, and unlimited earning potential.
And one of the things I've known for many years in business, if you want to make a lot of money, you find a problem, or you identify a problem, and then you find a solution. So right now, one of the problems is everybody has stem cells, and that's not a problem. The problem is they're declining as we age. And so that's why we're healing a lot slower and aging a lot faster. And the other problem is people are struggling out there financially. Most business people I talk to don't have an exit strategy. As I talked to someone a couple of days ago, I said, "What's your exit strategy?" He said, "Well, I don't really have one, actually." He said, "Probably work an extra 5 years, put a bit more money in the bank." So here is the solution. This little patch, the X39, stem cell or light therapy patch, if you like, is probably the best way to describe it, is reactivating those dormant stem cells, giving people their health back. And it's also an incredible income generating business opportunity. Now, how it works is this is a direct sales model. You can't go to the retail shops to buy these. It is David Smith made a decision very early on, and we're so grateful he did. He didn't want this just to be a product that sat on the shelf for 1 month, maybe a pharmacy shelf, and then something else comes along and then it's just forgotten. He chose the direct selling route, which is purely the people's business. It works through referral marketing, through testimonials and sharing your testimonials. So we use a very simple binary compensation plan. We have a left team and a right team. So as you share this with friends, colleagues, family, you just they will enroll just like you have or are about to. You put them on your left team or your right team, and that can grow right through to, as that builds, and look at this as a 2 to 3 to 4, 5 year project, putting together a team that would generate $25,000 US a week. Now, I don't know anyone that wouldn't want extra $5,000 US a week, because that is total freedom. Right now, there's the company, when we got involved, there was 5 ways of making money. Within a year, they've added another 4. And one of those is a brand new business launch bonus. So just by you introducing 2 people, one on your left, one on your right, they will, and so long as you're on what we call an auto ship, they'll pay you an extra $25 on top of the introductory bonus, on top of the volume bonus. Add another 2, that goes up to $50 a week. But then there's matching bonuses. So as your team grows and you put more people on your team and other people put more people on your team, that's another $20,000 per person at every level. So that's where the big money is. So we're not quite into that big money, but we're certainly getting there. We've got the framework in place, and we're just looking for some other people to bring along with us, because this duplicates madly. because people out there, we've got a very good friend who's on this video tonight. He said, it's just my moral obligation. I can't not share this with people because it's done so much for his health. It's done so much for my health. It's done so much for Andrea, our families. Our my 94-year-old dad. He was saying, Christopher, I'm getting lazy. I can't be bothered getting off the couch. He says to do my exercises. We put an X39 on him. 2 weeks later, he's doing 50 freestanding squats every day. He's walking a K and a half. So it can be any age. And we're talking to someone in the UK this morning who needed it for problems that she's having with her daughter's heart. So when you enroll with LifeWave, you effectively, and I'll let you do these in a moment, Andrea, but you're effectively just buying a franchise for less. Well, you can do this on your credit card. We'll talk about this in a moment, but you don't pay an enrollment fee. You don't pay a joining fee. You enroll through using one of the 4 enrollment packs, and I'll let you maybe explain those.
Yeah, so you can start off if you're just wanting to try it and just to see what it's like. And a lot of people are like that. They just said, oh, we just want to see what it does for me. And that's absolutely fine. But people have also got to realize that sometimes it's not what's happening to a pain or a brain fog or whatever, because it might not happen. Somebody might be quite healthy, but it's what's happening on the inside as well, not necessarily the outside. And, we can have those, you can get those tested if you have blood test or urine test as well. But to come on at core, and it is less than a cup of coffee a day, and I know the price of coffee's going up actually. So if you start on the 3 core, 3 sleeves, so you get 3 sleeves, which we'll do for three months, it's $295 US. So it works out just under $500 New Zealand. Or you could go on the advanced pack, which is what we did. So obviously Chris needed a sleeve, I needed a sleeve. We gave one each to a couple of our kids, and we've got a few kids between us. So we came on there, but we quickly upgraded to the premium because we knew how good it was and what it was doing for us, so that we just wanted to share it with other people as well. So when you come onto the premium, that is really when you are building a business. You're really wanting to get that out and build the business. But the most important thing is, as well, is that you come onto auto ship, ideally a 2-sleeve subscription. It's just like any subscription. Even it's like a prescription. You go to the doctor, take your blood pressure pills, he'll give you a prescription for the next month or the next 6 months. So it's the same here, even with Netflix or whatever, you pay a subscription. So you just want to keep it going.
Absolutely. And so the premium pack is for the true entrepreneurs that really want to build a business and get this out to people. So look, just in wrapping up, the 2 sites that you can visit, this is at Info, explained that a little bit earlier. That's where you'll find all the information around the product. This is a team, is like a university just to train. That teaches you how to build the business. It teaches you more about the X39 itself. It teaches you how to share the idea, the concept, the business with people. And right now, what I'd recommend you do, if you see something in this for you, it might be for your health, or it might resonate with you. You think, hey, I need another source of income, or hey, I can see this as a 3 to 5 year project. It could be my exit strategy, generate a 6 and potentially 7-figure income. Certainly circle back to the person that invited you along, and they'll teach you how to get started. Have a chat about which one of the enrollment packs to come on. But whatever you do, my recommendation, just get started. I've been in business, like I said a couple of times already in this presentation, for over 40 years. This is the single best wealth creation opportunity I've ever seen. This is the best health technology I've ever seen. So pleasure sharing with you.
Yeah, it's great to have you all on board. But yes, get back to your brand partner or give us a call and we'll be able to go through it with you.